What's going on, everyone? Today we are going to be covering the features that have been revealed for FM23. Let me tell you, there are some pretty nice ones that are going to make our lives pretty easy when it comes to our offline saves. Really looking forward to FM23. There are some things that definitely will need improving in the future still, but from what we are getting with upgrades in regards to FM23, really excited for it. Now, before we get into today's video, I wanted to let you all know that FMBase has a discount with Fanatical for you guys to get 29% off your pre-order for FM23. The link will be down in the description, so make sure to click that link. It will take you to be able to pre-order FM23, and you guys will get 29% off your pre-order. Also, if you guys happen to enjoy today's video, please like and subscribe. Subscribing is 100% free, so why not hit that sub button? Also, comment down below what your favorite feature going into FM23 looks like it is going to be, what you think you're going to utilize the most, and what saves you are thinking of doing come FM23. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so the first thing we're going to cover is probably the biggest addition feature-wise, and that is the squad planner. I'm going to be throwing up some photos throughout this video so that you guys can see what they look like and what things are going to look like within FM23. And the squad planner looks pretty interesting. It really allows you to plan in depth, okay, what am I wanting to do this season and beyond? What will certain players look like within my match squad? So if you're looking for a right central midfielder or a center attacking mid, a center back, you'll be able to slot them in and see, okay, where do they rank ability-wise within my side? And if they aren't a top ability player, how long could you potentially see it taking them to break into your first team? Now, this feature allows you to plan for the current season, so the season that you will be immediately going into, then the next season, and then the season after that. So you basically have a 3-year planner within the squad planner, and guarantee you it will change at the drop of a hat time and time again with certain sales and purchases that you make with your squad. It also acts as kind of like a squad depth chart. So we've had the squad depth chart for a long while. We're able to see what it is for, say, our center back depth, our left back depth, our goalkeeper depth. But this is going to allow you to basically see that now, but also in the future as well. And what I'm kind of wondering is if you could see current season, next season, and the season after, is it going to kind of gauge where players can be in the future? I think that would be a pretty cool thing to see, because say you get a player through a youth intake that is 2-star ability, 5-star potential, maybe you slot them in to your planner and see, okay, next season, what are they going to be at? Or even the season after. Well, 2 seasons from now, will this player be able to be a first team regular for me? Next thing we're going to be talking about is the scouting. Now, there is a major focus on scouting this year, and they're trying to make it much more simpler for you, because they want you to be able to really focus on, okay, if you're looking for a striker, they want you to be able to find that striker. If you're looking for a goalkeeper, they want you to be able to find that goalkeeper. They don't want you to sometimes have to kind of, okay, I'm going to send these scouts to scout here, and here, and then kind of forget about it. They want you to kind of be reminded of it multiple times throughout a season, like, oh, I'm scouting strikers within Colombia. I'm scouting strikers within Brazil. I'm scouting goalkeepers within Norway. They want you to be able to be reminded time and time again, and they're going to have scouting reminders, especially during your monthly meetings, to where you are constantly reminded that, okay, this is what I am doing. Maybe I need to change it up every now and then so that you get some fresh players within to your scouting pool. And what that is basically going to be called, for what they have it as right now, is creating a recruitment focus. So like I said, you're trying to find strikers in Colombia, Brazil, goalkeepers in Norway. That is your recruitment focus. If you're trying to find players domestically, say you are Burnley in the Sky Bet Championship and you want to get domestic players from that league, you can just set the scout to scout that league specifically. So it will be a recruitment focus. Yes, we do basically already have that already, but they're trying to make it to where you are constantly reminded of, okay, this is what my scouts are doing, so that people are more on top of their scouting situations. Next, we've got a little addition. It is in regards to the agents. The agents now seem more like real people, to where you can have a general conversation and say you go to, we'll use Mbappe. You go to Mbappe's agent, they'll say, what can I do for you? And you can ask them, okay, we want to sign Mbappe. What type of contract would he want? Is there a potential of a transfer potentially happening? Or could we maybe sort out a loan instead? It's kind of like how it is with Fabrizio Romano when he is breaking news for major transfers. We kind of get the contract details before the transfer details. So you can kind of sort that out with the agents now, and it kind of seems much more realistic that way. And like I said previously, there is the client availability. So when you're asking about Mbappe, all right, is he available for transfer? Will it be a pure straightforward transfer? Will it be a pre-contract negotiation? Will it be a loan deal? You kind of get to talk your way through that. That is kind of already within the game, but I definitely feel with the adjustments to the agents, it's going to be much more in depth now. Next up, we have got the meetings, and more specifically the recruitment meetings, which I kind of hinted on a little earlier. And it is going to be kind of going hand in hand with the squad planner, because when you are wanting to, kind of plan out transfers, plan out what your squad is going to look like that season, the season after, then the season after that, you are going to have recruitment meetings constantly to kind of make sure, okay, are we hitting the targets that we were trying to do? Are we consistently improving to get to the level that we want to be at? And the recruitment meetings are going to do that and more, because you're going to be able to decide with your scouting staff, okay, what do we need? And then say you are in October, come December, they do a checkup again. It's like, okay, here's where we're at in trying to find the first team goalkeeper that we need, the first team right winger that we need. So it's going to be constant updates with recruitment meetings and the squad planner. They go hand in hand. And I think it's a match made in heaven for a lot of people to make their lives easier when it comes to transfers. So next up, we have got the match AI and animations. Don't really have any video or photos for this, but I will talk quickly through it. They are adding in some animations and some changes to the AI, including your own players, that is going to make it much, much more realistic. So a first touch can really, really impact a play that is currently happening. Goalkeepers are going to make much more realistic saves. You're not going to get them punching a ball sideways into a net anymore. Hopefully, because in FM22, that was a major, major issue. The goalkeepers weren't all that great. And from the animations that we saw within the reveal trailer for the features, for what we're going to be getting with goalkeepers, it seems like they're going to be improved, but by how much we will have to wait and see. Now, not only are they improving the match AI and the animations, they're also going to be improving AI managers. So they're going to become smarter. They're going to be able to adapt. They're going to be able to play more like themselves. So Jurgen Klopp is going to play heavy metal football. Pep Guardiola is going to play possession style football. So you're not going to go into a game like, say, against Sean Dyche's Burnley, and they're going to be playing tiki-taka and playing like Barcelona against you. They're going to play realistic to how they play according to how that manager's style is. Now we get to talk about my favorite part, the tactics. You can finally be able to play defensively if that is how you wish to do so. You will actually be able to defend your leads. And if you are in a game that you are in way over your head, say you are Bournemouth taking on Man City and you're beating them 2-1, they tie it up and you just want to hold out to that draw, you will then be able to do so. You can now play with a high or a low block. You will also be able to have a different defensive line instruction, which is either hold defensive line or drop deeper. You will also be able to have a pressing trap inside or the outside, which is basically force the opposition to the inside or the outside, which is what we used to have, but it is now called a pressing trap. And for cross engagement, you can tell your players to stop crosses or invite crosses, because your players aerially, defensively, are going to be much better and have a better IQ when dealing with aerial threats. Next thing, we're going to be talking about licensing. So, the Bundesliga is back once again, and it is going to be as realistic as it possibly can. So, if you watch the Bundesliga, the screen that pops up with what the teams are lining up like on match day, that is going to be within FM23. Another thing that they got licensing for, which was just announced on Twitter, I believe yesterday when I was looking into it, was they now have licensing for the Belgian leagues. So we're now going to have Germany and the Belgian leagues as well, which is absolutely awesome. They now also have Manchester City and Juventus. The Sky Bet Championship, Sky Bet League 1, Sky Bet League 2, all the normal stuff is all there, and they're going a little bit more in depth with those as well. But the heavy hitters for the licensing is they got the UEFA Champions League, the UEFA Europa League, and the UEFA Conference League, along with the UEFA Super Cup. So they have the licensing to all that. Come match day, you're going to have the anthems for the Champions League and the Europa League play. So if you have match sounds on, those anthems are going to play within the match engine, which is going to be pretty cool. They're going way more in depth with the pool draw. It's going to be very, very interesting. You don't have to sit through the pool draw. You can still you can fast forward to when your team is drawn specifically. You can kind of skip pick by pick from the pools. So it's not like you have to sit through the entire animation now. You can definitely do it how you've always done it, or being that it is new, you can sit through it and kind of make a show out of it for yourself and add to your FM23 managerial story. And speaking of stories, there is now dynamic manager timeline. So it's going to kind of keep track of what you do throughout your career and throughout a season. So kind of how there's the seasonal recap or the seasonal review, it's kind of broken down into that now to where it's a manager timeline. You will have it for your club, what you accomplished that season. You can have it for signings and whatnot. There's multiple different things that you can have it for. So it's going to be pretty interesting and on how unique it is and how often people are going to be checking that, because I'm not sure if it's going to be to where you can check it like periodically throughout a season or whatnot. I think it would be pretty cool if you can do that to where, like, if you make a big signing, you go to the manager timeline and then boom, there it is. Or, hey, we won the Super Cup, boom, there it is. And then you kind of continue throughout the season and it automatically updates instead of just waiting towards the end. But I guess we'll see how that occurs within our saves once FM23 is out. The last thing I'm going to talk about today is supporter confidence. We are now going to know what the supporters think along with the board. So if the board is super happy with you, with what you're doing, but the supporters are not, the supporters can definitely probably get you fired. Or if the supporters are really happy with what you're doing, but the board is not, the supporters will probably be able to keep you on. So you have to please two different parties now when you are within your saves. So you are going to have different expectations from the fans than the board. So the board will probably say, okay, we want you to play entertaining football. And then the supporters are going to say, okay, we want it to be like a vertical tiki-taka and very attacking and entertaining as well, like the board wants. They want it to be entertaining, but the supporters want to see a certain style. So you might most definitely have to match that because they're going to have these same importance bars that the board has. So if it's favored, it's not really like that big of a deal if you don't do it. You can kind of form your own thing when it comes to supporters and whatnot. But I think it is going to be a very, very interesting addition and to see what the supporters and board both want and if they're always going to be on the same page or not. So that does it for today's video here. If you guys happen to enjoy, please like and subscribe. Subscribing is 100% free, so why not hit that sub button. Also, once again, we have a discount code for FM23 through Fanatical for 29% off. Link will be down in the description. So if you guys want 29% off on your pre-order for FM23, make sure to use that. Helps us here at FMBase, and it helps you as well save money. So why not give that a go? But hope you guys, once again, enjoyed today's video. And until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.